So here I am. I'm back in the shop with the Ranger again. And if you guys saw the little clip video that we did going up to Grizzly Lake, and what I'm calling their gatekeeper is right after you do the first stream crossing on the very beginning of the trail, there's a huge, like a big rock step to go up. And a couple things kind of held us back from pushing too hard to do it. Number one, our approach angle and stuff getting up there was just a little close. I think we probably could have made it. I could have pushed it and got up on top of there. But of course, torsion bars are still an issue for us, and that's a future project that I'm going to be working on. But part of the problem is the approach angle on, enter and exiting on very steep angled rocks or climbs. So I started looking at the Ranger, and I started thinking that I can actually move this front bumper back about 3 inches, which is going to change that approach angle quite a bit. I mean, 3 inches doesn't sound like a lot. I think that 3 inches is going to make a huge difference in that front approach angle. And then I'm going to work on the back one after that to try to get a better descent angle also with the rear bumper. But this I can do because really all it is just taking everything apart. I'm going to cut the frame rails back. I'm going to move everything back and then just reattach everything in place. And I'll trim the grill out and stuff so that it goes over the winch. But I think this is a simple enough project for me to do, and I can get started on that right away. So here we go. Okay, so let me go over where I'm at right now. I've removed the skid plate from underneath the extension. And I've gone through, I've removed the winch. The winch is out. It's over here sitting on the ground. And I've laid out everything with pencil. Hopefully you guys can see. You can see right along there where I've laid out where I have to cut the bumper back on the top. And I've laid out some places on the grill where I'm going to cut out too. You can see the lines in there, and this whole centerpiece is going to get cut out right there. So I'm going to cut those out, and I got to cut this side as well, and then also this side of the bumper here, the top is going to get cut, and then also the ends are going to get cut way off. I don't know if you can see my line. It comes down here, but that's all going to get cut back. So I'm going to get the grill out. I'm going to get the bumper off, and then I'm going to start cutting some stuff. You guys might be wondering how I got this off the truck. Well, number one, I've got this strap that's holding the weight of it. I've undone the bolts, and I got Darcy to come and help me, because we're going to take it from here and put it on the workbench. So, but this is what was holding it up, is tie-down straps that I use for hauling the truck. So that's a little heavy to carry by yourself. So thanks to Darcy's help, we got it done. All right, so now the bumper is off the truck, the winch is off, everything's off, and there's this support that goes across the front, and that's what the bumper bolts up to. So what I want to do is I'm going to take, well, let's go on the other side, better light. What I want to do is I'm going to take 3 inches out of this section of the frame right here on both sides. And after I section this out, I'm just going to move it back 3 inches, which is going to move this entire front brace back 3 inches. So, and I got my trans cooler is right here, so I'm going to have to relocate that up a little bit to get it out of the way, and then my hoses for it are actually going to come around the front. So I'm going to get to that and get this frame cut, and then we'll get it moved back and set in place. And what that's going to do is that moving that whole thing back, we're just going to move the entire bumper frame mount, everything back 3 inches. So that's where we're at right now. Well, there it is. I got it off. I just need to cut the 3 inches out of it, and then we'll weld it back on. I hope that angle of the camera was enough for you guys to be able to see. All right, now I'll go clean it up. You can see where I've cut them off, cleaned them up. I put a little chamfer along these edges right here so that when I butt them up and I weld them, I can get a good fill inside there. So it's a little bevel, a little chamfer around the edge on each one. Got them cleaned up. Now it's time to go over there and do the frame. Okay, well, I've got everything all clamped up. It's all held in place. Got some stock on top to clamp it down to keep the top of the frame in line. You can see both sides. Gonna give it one last double check. And I'm gonna go ahead and tack it all up. And then I'm going to call it Beer 30. There it is, 3 inches shorter. Alright, well, there it is, all tacked in. Give you guys a quick peek. See, I got a couple of good tacks on there. Hold that in. Alright, next I'll get ready to weld it all up, but for now, calling it a night. Okay, time to get back on the bumper project. So, left off over here. This is my little disaster area I left behind when I walked away from it. But we got the front cross member is all tacked back on, so I'm ready to get that welded up. I'm going to get on that right away. Going to remount that transcooler. Then we're going to have to trim out the grill and then cut out these notches in the front so that we can pull that bumper back in. So these sides have got to be cut out to be able to get underneath the front, and I'm going to go ahead and do that too. So we're going to get back to it and get this project done. Okay, so there it is. We now have it welded back on. All welded up. There were some large gaps to fill. There was actually a couple holes in the frame that I cut through, but got it all done. It's all in. Now it's time to move on to cutting that. So we're going to get that trimmed up and get it ready to go back on. so there's the first cutout. I'm going to clean that up and move on to the other side and get that one done too. You can see I'm going to have to make a new end cap on the, I'm going to have to make a new end cap right here. Kind of replace this one. So I'll lay something out probably out of that scrap piece I just cut out. And I may trim this up just a little bit, bring it up a little, so that way it angles back. We'll take a look at that too. So here it is, all cut out, new end caps welded on, cutouts are all painted up. Same thing on the opposite side, all painted up, new end caps on. So now it's ready to go back on, and that's the next big project. Might need Darcy's hand to carry it again. Alright, to get my transcooler back on, I had to do a couple things. I had to notch back in. Where's my light? Let me get you some light. Alright, to get my transcooler back in, I had to make some notches back there for the hoses to get through. You can see those back in there. And then I had to fab this bracket that I just used, you know, some angle that had a bunch of holes in it, and welded some nuts to the back side of it. Alright, so there it is. All mounted in place. You can see the bracket that I made. It's bolted in there. There it is. Back to it. I am back to work on the front bumper on the Ranger, and you can see got it all mounted on. Everything is all lined up. Got my radius coming through here. Got my radius coming through here on the front by the tire. Looks nice and clean and clear. Got an extra inch of clearance there. Let's see. Passenger side lines up nicely. Everything looks good. Now I just need to get in here. I've got to trim out this bottom piece of this grill support. I'm going to cut that back a little bit for the winch. And then I'm going to cut out the grill. And then we're going to get down here and add the rest of the skid plate. So we'll get on it. Okay, well, here we go. Time to cut the grill out. Okay, so something I did is this handle that goes on the winch to engage and disengage the line. The angle that it was turned at, it would have totally been pointed in towards the grill when engaged, and that totally hit, and it would have meant I had to cut out a bigger piece of that area. So instead I cut it off and turned it and welded it to where the angle would be in line with the grill as it turned. So another little thing that I did. Now, since I moved the bumper back 3 inches, I had to move the skid plate back 3 inches. So there I had to move my bolt holes back. So just about there. Well guys, there it is. Front bumper, skid plate, everything moved back 3 inches. And you can see how the winch has Frenched back into the grill now. So everything is moved back. There it is. All done. I'm really hoping that gives us a better approach angle. Definitely got that bumper back in there a little bit. So I'd say that's pretty good for what we can do for now. Well, all done with the Ranger. I went to try to pull it out earlier, but it started to rain. So I had to hold off, and now the rain has, stopped for a little bit. So I'm going to give you guys a final look at the bumper Frenching, I guess you want to call it. It's been Frenched in. It's been pulled in 3 inches. And there was a couple different reasons why I did it at 3 inches. Because number one, the new skid plate that I added underneath, if you guys saw that video, I had just about 3 inches of space that I could work with to push that back without it getting in the way of anything else. And it was a good amount of distance to be able to push the winch back into the grill. So now everything's been moved back 3 inches. gives us a better approach angle to get up some of those higher lips. And everything is moved back. The skid plate is back on. I trimmed the edges of the bumper off. They were cut off about 4 inches, which gave an extra inch of tire clearance right up in here. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. Everything looks like it fits up in there much better. Well, there we go, just one more project on the Ranger. Slowly but surely it's getting there. Well, and here comes the thunder. I can hear it. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, guys. We appreciate it. If you have any comments, please put them in there, and questions, we'll gladly answer them for you. Thank you for watching.